Hello everyone, in this video we're going to look at how to expand brackets. I'll explain what that is in a minute. Just remember there's the link in the description that takes you to this page where you can have a go at 10 questions on your phone or your iPad. Don't forget to write your final answer on the final answer line. Okay, so expanding brackets means it's all like removing the brackets from an expression. We're not actually changing the value of the expression, we're just changing its appearance. Okay, so this is how we do it. So this bracket is actually being multiplied by this expression here. So when we have things next to each other in algebra, like for example AB, what that means is A times B. But when we have things like, for example, 7 bracket, something in the bracket, that 7 is actually multiplying that bracket. Okay, so when we have things next to each other in maths, if there's nothing written between them like a plus or a takeaway, it's often because they're being multiplied together. So these two things are kind of multiplying here. So this is really 6x times 5x take away 3 like this. But remember BIDMAS or BODMAS or whatever you taught in primary school, brackets mean brackets first, but what we're going to do is remove the bracket from this expression. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these things inside the bracket and multiply it by this term on the outside. Okay, so here for example this term is going to multiply this term first. So what's 6x times 5x? Well, that's 30x squared. So that is the first term, so the 6x multiplies that. Now we multiply the 6x with the last term, but it's a minus, so it's really 6x times minus 3. Okay, well what's that? That's basically, well, what's 3 times 6 is 18, so minus 3 times 6x is minus 18x. So this is the expanded version of that. So both of these expressions are equivalent, so these things are equivalent to each other. I really should write that on the answer line, but it's only one thing, so the computer's going to recognize it anyway. But this is the answer. This is the expanded version of that question. Okay, so if we check that, that's right. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, so this is again, there's a bit more to it. There's 3 things inside, but the principle is the same. The thing on the outside is going to multiply each one of these. So what's 5x times 3? Well, okay, well 5x times 3 is 15x. Okay, so that's the first term, 15x. Okay, then the 5x is going to multiply the minus 9x. Okay, so first of all the answer is going to be a negative because a positive times negative is a negative. But 5x times minus 9x, okay, or 5x times 9x is minus 45. Okay, that's 5 times 4 is 45. And x times x is x squared. So that's the second term. Okay, and the last term is 5x times 2x squared. Okay, so first of all it's a positive term. Okay, because 5, that's a positive and that's a positive, so the answer is going to be positive. 5 times 2 is 10. And x times x squared is x cubed. So this is the expanded version. So this is equivalent. So if we check that, okay, the conversion is correct. Okay, let's check the answer. Okay, and it's right. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. Again, so the 5x is going to multiply the 6y. So first of all, numbers with numbers. So 5 times 6 is 30. And then x times y is just xy. Okay, so that's it. There's really not much more to it. Okay, then it's a positive plus the term in the middle because the 5x now is going to multiply this. Okay, so 5 times 7 is 35. And then x times x is x squared. And if we check that, okay, that is the answer. Okay, right, let's do the last one. Sorry, no, we've got 2 more to go. So this is the second from last. Okay, so this times this. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10. Right, but what's x squared times x cubed? Okay, remember your laws of indices. When you're multiplying the same base, you just add the powers. So we're just going to add the powers, the 2 and 3, make 5. So this x to the power of 5. Okay, and then 5x squared times this. Okay, so 5 times negative 6 is minus 30. Okay, that's the number done. x squared times x. Okay, what's x squared times x? Remember, if there's no power written, it's automatically a 1, and you add the powers together, so that's x cubed. So this is an x cubed. So it's 10x to the power of 5, take away 30x cubed. If we check that, lo and behold, we got it right. Okay, let's do the last one. Okay, so this one's a bit different because there's a negative in front of that 8, so it's a negative 8x cubed. Okay, so what's minus 9? Sorry, okay. So first of all, we're going to do the first term times the first term. What's minus 8 times 9? Well, that's minus 72. Okay, and then there's an x cubed. There's nothing there, so we just whack the x cubed on the end. Okay, right, now this is where it gets a bit tricky. We're going to multiply this term with the last term here, but we need to think about signs here. Minus 8 times minus 7. Okay, two minuses make a plus, so it's going to be plus, and 8 times 7 is 56. So it's positive 56. And now we need to sort out the x term, so it's x cubed times x to the power of 8. So what do we do with powers when we're multiplying? We add them together. So that's x to the power of 11, so that's what goes on the end. It's the power of 11, and there you go. There's your answer. So let's check that. Okay, it's right. Okay, no errors there. Now what I suggest you do now, guys, is click the link in the description, and that takes you to this page, and there is 10 questions for you to have a go at. If you're going to do it in steps, don't forget to write your final answer on the answer line. Okay, that's important. And please, please, please like and subscribe my video. Thank you very much, guys, and hope you do well on this exercise, and I'm sure you will.